Frederick Arthur Bridgman was a remarkable American painter, best known for his vibrant and meticulously detailed depictions of North African and Middle Eastern cultures. An important figure in the Orientalist movement, Bridgman gained international acclaim during the late 19th century and enjoyed a successful career that spanned several decades. His works, often rooted in extensive travels through Egypt, Algeria, and other parts of North Africa, sought to capture the beauty, customs, and landscapes of these distant places as they appeared to Western eyes. While Bridgman's art is now recognized for its technical skill and cultural significance, his career also reflects the shifting artistic and societal landscapes of his era. Frederick Arthur Bridgman was born on November 10, 1847, in Tuskegee, Alabama, to a modest family of English descent. His early years were spent in the post-Civil War South, a context that instilled in him a deep curiosity about culture and history. Though little is known about his childhood, Bridgman demonstrated artistic inclinations from an early age, and his family recognized and supported his talents. Bridgman's natural ability to draw and paint likely set him apart among his peers in rural Alabama, and as he grew older, he became determined to pursue a career in the arts. In his late teens, Bridgman moved to New York City, a pivotal decision that marked the beginning of his professional artistic journey. He joined the Brooklyn Art Association, an important center for aspiring artists at the time, and simultaneously took on work as an engraver for the American Banknote Company. This job refined his skills in line and detail, skills that would become hallmarks of his later works. Though engraving was a technical, sometimes tedious task, it provided Bridgman with invaluable training in precision, allowing him to develop a meticulous approach to art that would serve him well throughout his career. In 1866, Bridgman took the bold step of moving to Paris to further his studies. Paris was then the cultural and artistic capital of the world, and it was here that Bridgman joined the prestigious École des Beaux-Arts. He studied under the esteemed Jean-Léon Gérôme, a master painter and a central figure in the Orientalist movement. Gérôme's influence on Bridgman cannot be overstated. Not only did he teach Bridgman to appreciate the intricacies of form and light, but he also instilled in him a fascination with the Middle East and North Africa, a fascination that would come to define his career. Gérôme's emphasis on academic rigor and close observation left a lasting mark on Bridgman, who absorbed his mentor's disciplined approach. Bridgman's works from this period show an emerging sophistication, as he learned to balance strict realism with a nascent interest in the exotic. Under Gérôme's guidance, Bridgman also began to understand the commercial appeal of Orientalism, as Western audiences eagerly consumed artworks depicting faraway lands. In this formative period, Bridgman learned that the art market rewarded not only technical skill, but also an artist's ability to transport viewers to worlds they could scarcely imagine. During the 19th century, Orientalism captivated Western audiences, many of whom saw the East as a place of mystery, beauty, and adventure. This fascination was not solely aesthetic. It was rooted in colonial expansion, with Western powers like Britain and France asserting influence across Africa and Asia. Consequently, the desire for images of these distant lands grew, and artists like Bridgman capitalized on this demand. For Bridgman, however, Orientalism was more than a commercial venture. It was a genuine passion. In 1872, Bridgman embarked on his first journey to North Africa, visiting Egypt, a land that had long captured the Western imagination. Egypt was a land of ancient history, marked by the majesty of the pyramids, the Nile River, and vibrant local customs. Bridgman traveled with a small entourage, including local guides, who helped him navigate these unfamiliar settings. Immersing himself in the culture, he recorded his observations in sketches, notes, and photographs, intending to use these resources as references for future paintings. After Egypt, Bridgman continued his travels to Algeria, another French-controlled territory that was becoming increasingly accessible to European travelers. Bridgman's time in Algeria solidified his connection to the people and landscapes of North Africa. He often journeyed into the desert, where he could observe nomadic tribes and experience the region's unique light and atmosphere. Bridgman's experiences in these environments provided a first-hand view of a world that few Westerners had seen, and he aimed to represent these experiences in his art as faithfully as possible. Through his travels, Bridgman amassed an extensive collection of sketches and studies, which he would later incorporate into large-scale paintings. His dedication to authenticity set him apart from many Orientalist painters who created idealized or imagined versions of the East. By basing his work on first-hand observation, Bridgman could provide viewers with a more accurate glimpse into these foreign cultures. However, his work was still viewed through a Western lens, and the scenes he painted were shaped by the cultural attitudes and preconceptions of his time. Bridgman's artistic style was characterized by meticulous attention to detail, vibrant colors, and a keen understanding of light. Drawing from his early training as an engraver and his education under Gérôme, Bridgman approached each painting with a precise, almost scientific eye. His canvases often featured complex compositions, filled with numerous figures and intricate patterns, which he rendered with remarkable clarity. One of Bridgman's defining characteristics was his ability to capture texture and depth, whether through the soft folds of clothing or the rough surfaces of desert landscapes. He was also adept at painting architectural details, from ornate mosques to rustic village houses, which he rendered with a level of precision that suggested both admiration and respect. His backgrounds were often as detailed as his figures, creating an immersive effect that invited viewers to feel as though they were stepping into the scene. Bridgman was particularly skilled at rendering human figures. His subjects, often locals he had encountered during his travels, were portrayed with a dignity and realism that emphasized their individuality. Bridgman's figures were not merely props in a picturesque scene. They were integral to the narrative, embodying the spirit of the culture he sought to depict. His use of color further enhanced this effect. Bridgman's palette was rich and varied, capturing the warm tones of North African sunlight and the deep hues of traditional garments. Lighting played a crucial role in Bridgman's work. He had a remarkable ability to depict the intense, almost blinding light of the desert, which he balanced with shadows that gave depth and volume to his scenes. This interplay of light and shadow created a sense of atmosphere, evoking the heat, dust, and vibrancy of the North African environment. Bridgman's use of light was not only technically impressive, but also emotionally resonant, conveying the allure and mystery that so captivated his audiences. Bridgman's career reached its peak in the late 19th century, during which he enjoyed considerable success and acclaim in both Europe and the United States. His works were exhibited at prestigious venues such as the Paris Salon, the Royal Academy in London, and the National Academy of Design in New York. The Paris Salon, in particular, was a critical milestone for Bridgman, as it was the most influential art exhibition of its time, attended by critics, collectors, and the public alike. The Paris Salon provided Bridgman with an international platform, allowing him to gain recognition beyond American borders. His paintings were well received by critics, who praised his technical skill and his ability to bring North Africa to life on canvas. In 1877, Bridgman became a full member of the National Academy of Design, a significant honor that established him as one of America's leading artists. He also exhibited widely in Europe, where Orientalism was particularly popular, and his works attracted the attention of wealthy collectors who admired his detailed and evocative portrayals of foreign lands. Bridgman's success was not limited to gallery exhibitions. His works were also reproduced as engravings and lithographs, which made them accessible to a broader audience. These reproductions allowed Bridgman's art to reach viewers who might never have the opportunity to see his original paintings, thus expanding his influence. His financial success enabled him to live comfortably, and he spent much of his life in France, where he continued to paint and exhibit his work. As one of the highest-paid American artists of his time, Bridgman enjoyed a level of fame that few of his contemporaries could match. His success, however, was not solely due to his technical skill. It was also a reflection of the public's fascination with the East. By capturing the allure and exoticism of North Africa, Bridgman tapped into a cultural trend that resonated with the tastes and values of his era. By the turn of the 20th century, artistic tastes had begun to shift. Movements such as Impressionism and Post-Impressionism were challenging traditional academic styles, and Orientalism began to fall out of favor. Critics argued that Orientalist art was based on stereotypes and romanticized depictions that did not accurately represent the cultures it portrayed. Additionally, the increasing political tensions in the Middle East and North Africa, coupled with the rise of anti-colonial sentiment, led to a re-evaluation of Western depictions of the East. As a result, Bridgman's popularity waned, and he found himself increasingly out of step with contemporary art trends. Despite this, he remained committed to his craft, continuing to paint scenes of North Africa and the Middle East. Bridgman spent his final years in France, where he lived a relatively quiet life, away from the art world's changing currents. He passed away on January 13, 1928, leaving behind a legacy of art that would later be re-examined in light of modern perspectives. Today, Frederick Arthur Bridgman is remembered as one of the most important American Orientalist painters. His works are housed in major museums, such as the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York and the Art Institute of Chicago, and they continue to attract scholarly attention. Bridgman's paintings are valued not only for their technical skill, but also for their insights into the cultural attitudes of the 19th century. Bridgman's art is now viewed with a critical lens, as contemporary audiences are more aware of the complexities of Orientalism and its impact on cultural perceptions. His works are appreciated both for their aesthetic qualities and for their historical significance, offering a glimpse into the ways in which Western artists understood and represented foreign cultures. Bridgman's commitment to authenticity, while still shaped by his own cultural biases, set him apart from many of his contemporaries, making his works a valuable part of art history. Bridgman's legacy is thus a multifaceted one, encompassing both artistic achievement and cultural complexity. His paintings continue to captivate viewers, allowing them to travel, if only momentarily, to the distant lands that so fascinated him. In this way, Bridgman's art endures as a testament to his skill, his curiosity, and his lasting impact on the world of art.